Hello and welcome back to FTL Faster Than Light. On the last run we played as the Engi Cruiser and we defeated the Rebel flagship on hard, achieved with Type A hard. So now we don't necessarily need to play with the Kestrel, and instead I'm going to play with the Engi Cruiser, which we unlocked on the last run by reaching Sector 5, I believe? This ship is substantially different than the Kestrel. It features an Ion Blast Mark II as our only offensive weapon. And in fact, it's not really all that offensive now, is it? A charge time of 4 seconds, requiring 3 power. It can permanently get through enemy shields, but by itself it does not deal any damage. We have a combat drone that is going to be our damage dealer on this ship. Combat Drone Mark I requires 2 power, but it constantly attacks an enemy ship, and once we get their shields offline with the Ion Blast, the combat drone can just eat them up. The problem with the combat drone is that we can't control which rooms it shoots upon, so it might not shoot at the weapon system at all, and we might take a lot of damage, but all we have to do is get 1 defense drone online, and all of a sudden, we're impervious to missiles pretty much. We also start with 1 human instead of 3 this time, but we do start with 2 Engi crew members. They are very, very weak in combat, but they have, if you read in the top right there, a repair speed that is double your normal. It's unclear if the Engi are partly organic or entirely mechanical, but it's well known that they make exceptional engineers. So we have to, if we get hit, we should be able to repair very quickly, but if we get boarded, we might run into some problems. We also start with an augmentation, which we did not have. We didn't have any augments to start on the last run. We have Engi Medibot Dispersal. Requires powered med bay to function, but it allows us to heal even when we are not in the med bay. So, I can just have the med bay powered up constantly and then don't need to worry about moving my crew members back in the med bay to get them topped off on health. I can just do that where they're standing. It makes things a little bit easier, and it also has a couple of unique blue options in the game if we ever actually get to that point. Who knows? It's very good to have. It also just sells for a lot of money if we don't actually need it. So, hard AE content enabled. Let's start with the Taurus. We also have 3 different achievements than we had last time. Robotic Warfare with the Engi Cruiser have 3 drones functioning at the same time. I hardly lifted a finger with the Engi Cruiser destroy an enemy ship using only drones without weapons. Or the guns they've stopped have 4 enemy systems or subsystems ioned at the same time while using the Engi Cruiser. We will probably need another ion weapon for that to happen. But what happens if we get 2 of the 3 achievements? We get a second layout for the ship, layout B. It's the same, model basically, but it has a different layout of rooms, different starting weapons and drones, different augmentations, different crew members. So it's pretty much just a different ship if we get layout B. But let's start. Tip augmentations. Your ship can only hold 3 augmentations that provide unique benefits to the systems, crew, or the entire ship itself. Good to know. Just going to immediately get the Ion Blast charging. It's very, very important to have the autofire engaged with the Ion Blast because otherwise you're just going to be wasting a lot of time. And Combat Drone, it's our damage dealer. So we're just going to have to basically use our 15 drone parts for every combat from now on until we get another weapon, a teleporter, anything else that we can use to deal damage reliably. And that's going to be a very important thing to get with this ship. These drone parts will not last forever. First jump, probably just going to go straight to the beacon. Why not? It is a guaranteed something. And of course, it is the giant alien spiders event. This is a event where we're probably like 75% likely to just lose a crew member and 25% likely to get just like a really small reward out of it. There are ways that you can get blue options from this. If you have a boarding drone or an anti-combat drone or an anti-personnel drone, not the one that that is like a drone flying in space, but the one that you launch at an enemy ship, or the one that is on board your enemy ship or your ship to defend against hostile invaders. If you have an anti-beam drone, you can get a blue option here. I'm actually just going to try to see if we can get a good outcome from this. And we did. Surprisingly, your crew slowly creeps up onto a cluster of the creatures from behind without warning. The giant arachnids turn and charge. However, your team stays in control, and before long, you've beaten them back. Not, you know, it's very amusing that we have 2 Engis and we're getting the good combat reward, but this doesn't actually care about your team composition at all. And we did get 7 missiles, which is awesome, 2 drone parts, and 10 scrap. And honestly, if I had lost a crew member there, I would have just restarted this because it's the first run. Or not the first run, but it's the first beacon of a run, so we wouldn't really lose out on too much progress there. But we got a good reward out of it, which I am happy about. So let's jump to the next beacon and see what we get. Just a pirate, and we are not at all going to accept his offer of our surrender, and instead, we are going to attack. Now I've launched a combat drone, you can kind of see it right there. Our ion blast needs to charge up and attack, and I'm going to attack their weapon system as much as possible. If I can take, they're also going to board us, so I'm going to send Vincent up here to attack him or keep him busy. I am going to attack their weapon system because if I can get a couple of hits in on their weapons, then their weapons will both go offline. But if I hit the shields, then my combat drone will be able to sneak in and deal some damage to them. So it really doesn't matter whether this sucks. It doesn't really matter all that much whether I hit the shields or the weapons in this situation, just because the combat has just started and we really don't have very much going for us right now. We did take a little bit of damage, but we managed to get the weapon, or the ion blast, repaired very quickly, taking a little bit more damage. At this point, I need to get the medbay powered so that we get the Engi Medibot dispersal happening. And I also need to kind of swap out these Engis to keep this human occupied. I can't let him take out the oxygen system. And there we go. Their weapons were permanently disabled for a second there, which meant that their burst laser was completely offline. We will not accept surrender. They left. They should be dead here pretty quickly. They might get another shot off. I don't know why I'm attacking the pilot system. That was dumb of me. That was very dumb of me. That was just a mistake on my part. I'm just getting into FTL for the day, and so I'm kind of just getting into the habit of things, getting into the swing of things again. It's gonna take a minute. Let's get this drone system repaired. And man, it is hot today. Not only hot, but very humid, and that's unfortunate. Okay, let's focus. We can do this. Jump to the next beacon, see what we get. Another rebel checkpoint is monitoring this location. A number of civilian ships are awaiting inspection. Any of them could be Federation loyalists. The rebels haven't noticed you yet. We can fend for ourselves, attack and escape, bribe the rebels to release the civilian ships, or stay quiet. Honestly, I like attacking here just because we know we get something out of it. I actually don't know what you can get if you bribe the rebels, and staying quiet and hoping they don't notice you is just the no-go option there, because this means you don't get anything. You don't risk anything, but you don't get anything either. And I'd rather get into some combat, be able to get some sort of a reward out of this, and maybe also just you know, get some scrap, some fuel, get some experience on my crew members. Hopefully we can get in there and take their drone offline so that the drone doesn't take down our shields, and then their beam can't hurt us. And now that our drone has taken their beam offline, the beam can't deal any damage to us, but their drone still can. Drones can hit a couple of times before your shields get recharged. That's why I'm still firing on their drone system. We're kind of slowly dealing damage to them over time, taking their drone system offline. And this is working now because these guys only have 1 bar of shields. As soon as enemy ships start having more than 1 bar of shields, we're gonna have a bit of a problem. But one more hit from the drone and this guy's dead. good. 2 missiles, 1 drone part, so at least it paid for itself, and 15 scrap. We will need more drone parts in the long run, but if we could just pick up a drone recovery arm, then we will not need to buy any at all. Go looking for the rebel ship, why not? Going to attack their weapon system again. If I can take one of their weapons offline, the other one can't hurt me. And again, they're trying to take down my oxygen system. This time I'm going to power up the med bay immediately so we can get that healing going on. They do have a clone bay, which means that this guy will not be beaming off of my ship. He will stay here and fight to the death. Okay, their weapons are completely offline, so I am going to send Vincent out and send Pipluck in. Send Vincent over to man the weapons for a minute. I want to keep that 10% charge time applied if I can. Their teleporter is destroyed, their weapons are now damaged, so they cannot get the other weapon to hurt me. They can't get it back online, so I will send my Ion Blast at their shield system to keep the shields offline. This way the drone can deal a lot of damage. They want to accept they want us to accept their surrender. Holy cow. 6 fuel is actually pretty good. 5 missiles, pretty good. 8 scrap, though, is not all that good. So I would rather just not accept it and kill them instead. Their weapons are now completely destroyed. Their shields are heavily, heavily ionized. Excuse me. 17 scrap, much better. 3 fuel, you know, that pays for 3 jumps. And if we can get 3 fuel every 3 jumps, then we are set. 2 missiles is good, but I don't even have a missile launcher, so what do I care? Time to upgrade. I am going to get a med bay because that's the first thing I basically always get on these runs, just because it protects you from so much hardship in the future. Having a second level med bay makes you impervious to a lot of things, actually. Now we'll send Pipluck into the med bay just to get him healed up faster. Engi Medibot Dispersal is not very quick on healing. It's very nice if you're invaded or if you have a little bit of healing to do, but it's not very good if you need a lot of healing done quickly. We can repair here. We do not need any repairing. We're only down 4 HP, so it would be a slight waste. And we can repair 4 HP for 8 scrap at a store, so this isn't even a good deal at all. It's a good emergency beacon if you really do need the healing, but we do not, so I'm just going to ignore it. Intervene to defend the outpost from a rebel ship? Absolutely. They do have a missile launcher though, so ideally we will take down their weapon system very quickly. Hopefully the Ion Blast hits their weapons, takes down the missile launcher. No, but hopefully we get one more hit in. No, the drone missed, unfortunately, but we did manage to get another hit in. I don't know how that worked, but it did. Their weapon's now completely offline. Our drone is missing, unfortunately. It needs to actually, you know, land some shots. They will get their missile to fire, but their shields are now completely offline, which means that we will take their missile launcher offline permanently with our ion shots. Did manage to hit our shield system, so now we have no shields. So I'm going to send in the Engis to get this repaired ASAP, open doors to make sure that the oxygen is not completely deprived from this room so that they can do their jobs. And we're not even focusing on their ship at all. I'm focusing entirely on my repairs, and the combat drone Ion Blast has taken this rebel ship out. We get 3 fuel and 16 scrap. We're up to 19 fuel and 51 scrap, which is pretty decent. 50 scrap is the magic number in order to get a second bar of shields. And in fact, I might want to do that like right now. Explore the asteroid field, we get 4 fuel, pretty decent. Yeah, I'm going to get another bar of shields because this makes us impervious to certain encounters. Even if I have to remove power from my engine system in order to power the shield system, you know, if they have 1 laser and one beam like this, I don't even need to dodge it all. I can put all of my power in the shields and they cannot hurt me at all. They do actually have 1 drone, which makes that slightly less of a possibility. They can actually damage me with a drone, a laser, and a beam, but hopefully we get a little bit lucky on our charge times. So much so that I'm going to put Vincent in the shield bay just to make sure that our shields recharge just a little bit faster. And if I get a little bit lucky, we can take down their weapons and shields and engines and take the ship out before they escape. I do need our combat drone to actually hit them though. It did hit their piloting system and their engine system, but their FTL is still charging. Our shields just barely got online just before we took the full brunt of that beam, but we still did get hit by a tiny piece of it. Their FTL is now delayed. They're doing a lot of repairs. Their engines are completely offline. Their shields are damaged, so I'm going to focus my shots on their drone system and weapons if I can. Good, their beam doesn't deal any damage to us. Their drone's offline and they are dead. 3 fuel, 2 missiles, 18 scrap. A little bit of a close call, but we managed to make it work. And the store in the first sector is kind of a red herring. You shouldn't ever need it. We have plenty of fuel, plenty of drone parts still, and basically no scrap. What am I going to spend my scrap on? Repairs? It's far too early to worry about repairs. I need to save scrap for reactor power, shields, engines. Rebel Scout in a plasma storm means that we have half reactor power, which is bad because it actually means that we don't have enough power for shields or the combat drone. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to power up the combat drone and the ion blast, fire in 1 ion blast at their shields, turn off my ion blast, and then dump the power into the shields, because they only have a single laser. A single laser can't hurt me right now, but if I take down their shields and power up my shields, then they will not be able to hurt me when they're 1 beam attack. So it's going to be a little bit of micromanagement on this combat. Wait for the ion blast to fire once, immediately power up the shield system and the oxygen just to make sure we don't suffocate. Their shields are now completely offline. They've diverted power to their weapons, but our combat drone hopefully will get in there, damage their weapons or something. It actually hit their engine system, which means that they redirected power back from their weapons to their shields, now that their shields are no longer ionized, and they've kept their bomb online. This is actually really good. I would much, much, much rather fight a bomb than a laser weapon, because the bomb does not deal hull damage. It does not deal permanent damage. Now that I've taken their shield offline, they have switched back to having 2 weapons online, so I need to maybe just take 1 more shot and then put my shields back online. So they do 2 damage to our door system, but no hull damage. What do I care, you know? I can just have my Engi repair that, get free repair experience, and I haven't lost anything from that encounter. Their bomb is back online, so again, I'm going to turn my Ion Blast online, attack their shields, and we're slowly getting these guys killed, but it is taking a little bit of time. And this is very unfortunate because our combat drone is now offline. I need to get the drone system repaired. It is repaired enough that I can bring the combat drone online. Going to wait for the Ion Blast to fire 1 more time. Get my shields back online, hopefully before their laser comes in. Yep. Everyone back to your rooms. Okay, what's going on here? Their laser's still online. As soon as they turn their laser off, I will switch back to the ion weapon. They will attempt to surrender. We're winning right now, so I don't want to accept their surrender. Get the Ion Blast back online, take their shields offline, and that should be this should be the last round here, as long as we actually hit, of course. As long as we actually hit, of course. There we go. With their shields being offline, our drone should be able to take them out right here. There we go. So we didn't take any damage. We did get hit by some bombs, but the bombs don't deal hull damage. Hull damage being the 30 points of HP we have up here in the top left. Okay, get things powered up. Make sure the oxygen system is on, 70% increasing slowly. I can get everything powered up as soon as we make this jump, so it's fine that we don't have everything online right now. It's a Mantis ship, but we have to fight a Mantis ship. They have a double shot laser. I need to get my shields powered up to level 2 so that I can block both of those laser shots. That's the most important thing. Bomb doesn't deal hull damage, doesn't deal permanent damage, so I honestly don't mind if we get hit by it. Combat Drone and Ion Blast have to go online. I can always depower the oxygen to power up the engines when the bomb comes in, just to give us a chance at dodging it. For now though, Ion Blast is going to attack their weapon system just because they cannot deal HP hull damage to me. So why not just take out the bomb, take out the laser maybe, occasionally hit the shields, let our combat drone do some work. Their piloting system's offline. Shields are now completely offline, so it doesn't matter where I shoot the Ion Blast, really. Their weapons are completely offline, and they are dead. And this was a very easy encounter. A little bit of micromanaging, a little bit of moving my power around where it's most appropriate. 16 scrap is actually really good. Good enough that I'm going to get 1 bar of reactor power, just so that I have enough to have the engines online to level 1 with everything else. You know, combat drone, shields to level 2, engines at least powered up once so that I don't have to move my oxygen power around to dodge shots. Just makes the micromanaging a little bit easier for me. Alright, we do have time to visit, I think, 3 more beacons, so we will attempt to do so. This is a pirate near a sun, and they do have a flak cannon. That's actually extremely dangerous because the flak cannon charges very quickly. I need to get the Ion Blast to hit their weapons and take their flak offline. Hit their shields instead, but the drone came in at the last minute, took their weapons offline. Amazing. I am going to get the engines powered up to level 2 though, because their single laser can't penetrate my shields, and I want to have as much time as possible to get my FTL drive charged so that we can get out of this this beacon, so that we don't get hit by the sun flare if at all possible. Not a good surrender. I'm going to just kill them instead. Need to take down their flak. I don't think we're going to do that, so I'm going to put power back in the shields. Nope, we did. So I'm going to move power back into the engine system. We are going to get hit by the flare. It took down our weapons. I'm going to send everyone, except, no, we're good. I was thinking about sending everyone in there to deal with it, but then I realized, why not keep the pilot in the piloting system so that we get the FTL recharged quickly. And in fact, what I am going to do is try to deoxygenate the weapons system just in case we needed to get the fire out, but the Engis managed to put it out, so we're good. Just gonna let everybody heal up a little bit. We're good. We have time right now because the sun flare is not gonna happen quite yet, but now we do have to leave. More combat. We have a pirate who is attempting to hack our engines and shut them down. So we are only going to have 1 bar of engines, and our Engi cannot man the engine system, so I'm going to move him over to the shield system. They do have 1 laser, and only 1 laser, so I don't need 2 bars of shields, but I can't put the power into the engines because they're hacked. So we're just going to go as is. They did send over some sort of a drone. It is a combat drone, so the Engis have to go deal with it. They're going to go into the engine room. This is very, very disappointing, actually, because this is, well, I have a reason to put power into the out of the shields and into something else now, but this is very disappointing. This is going to be a very difficult encounter. There are missiles coming in. We can't really dodge it. I need to be shooting. Why am I not shooting? They hit our oxygen. Don't need to worry. I do need to worry about that because we're venting oxygen right now. I might just have to abandon the engine room right now because I can't really deal with the situation. Their weapons are offline though, which is good. Take their shields offline and then switch back over to the weapons. They might, you know, damage us a little bit here, but there's not much I can do about that, unfortunately. I can send the Engis in to deal with the intruding drone, but they're going to take suffocation damage, so they can't stay in here for very long before they need to leave and go to the medbay. Good, we took their missile launcher just barely offline. I'm just going to try to move the Engis in 1 at a time to make sure that this drone can't completely take down my engines, because I don't care if I have to repair the engine system. I care about the permanent damage that it would cause from him to hurt my engines. We're kind of making it work. Okay, they're destroyed, good. 3 fuel, 22 scrap. I made a mistake there, you know, I did not properly attack at the beginning of the fight when I should have. As a result, we took a little bit of damage. Probably, from, you know, because maybe I could have ionized their weapon system before I had a chance to fire. Let's get these guys healed up. Second level medbay should get them patched up very quickly. Get the power back into the shield system, and we can jump. Now, I do think that we can get to the exit without having to fight the rebels, so I am going to try to go to the distress beacon first. This might come back and bite me, and if it does, that's the risk you take in FTL. Try to dislodge the ship, we take 2 damage, but we did get 9 scrap, so that is a benefit. And we do have to fight the rebels at the exit beacon, so it was not worth it to come to this beacon instead. But how was I supposed to know that, you know? So what I am going to do is buy a lot of engine power to make our FTL charge faster, so that we can hopefully get out of this this beacon without taking too much damage, because we are going to get hit. It's kind of just what happens. Hopefully I can take down their weapons and shields. Hopefully maybe the ASB will miss us. It does 3 damage regardless of where it hits, so that's a big thing that we have to try to dodge if at all possible. Their weapons are now partially offline. They missed with one of their shots, so we did not take damage there. This charged laser can shoot up to 4 times, but if they just keep shooting it one, you know, bit at a time, we're good. Okay, we're gonna get hit here. Empty room, not bad, just close all the doors. If I can get out of this only taking that 3 bits of damage, I am perfectly fine with that. We are gonna get hit here on the piloting system, which means we have to go fix it because we almost could escape. Engi is pretty good at repairing those, so that should come back online, and then we can jump out. So this is also a very terrible layout, holy cow. I like red beacons, there's barely none. There's a ton of nebulas, and it's broken off into 2 paths immediately, so I can't go up and down. I have to basically just pick a path. If I go down, I only have to go to 1 nebula. If I go up, I have to go to 2. So for that reason and that reason alone, I will go to the Zoltan controlled sector instead of the Engi sector. Zoltan is quite easy with this ship to deal with because the Zoltan super shields, first of all, take double damage from ion weapons, but also the combat drone, it's going to get a lot of weak hits in, which are going to take down the super shields very quickly. You know, if I had a missile and it took 20 seconds to charge, that missile might have to hit the shields 2 or 3 times before it takes them offline. This combat drone can take down super shields in about 10 seconds. And our ion blast as well. 4 seconds to charge, double damage against shields. Their super shields are not going to last very long under the firepower that this ship has, even though we don't have a lot of firepower. A simple pirate ship with 2 weapons that cannot hurt us through 2 bars of shields means that all we have to do is just kind of hang out here and we're golden. So golden, in fact, that I'm going to, first of all, I'm going to get the medbay powered up so that Pipluck takes less damage from the oxygen deprivation here, but going to move Pipluck back into the weapon system. So Pipluck, he's going to train very quickly because the Ion Blast shoots so quickly. Every time the Ion Blast fires, he gets 1 point of training. Vincent, on the other hand, in order to get engine experience, we have to dodge a shot. Cloak doesn't count, but we have to dodge a shot. So I want to keep Vincent in the engine system as much as possible because every shot that we dodge gives him 1 point of experience. Pipluck is almost max level already, which is ridiculous, but that's kind of what you get with the Ion Blast. You get very, very quick training. Sophia and Vincent, I want them trained up so that we get the dodge chance. The bonus dodge chance is going to be big for us in the future. Another distress beacon, we're going to have to move our way over to it, and we're not going to be able to visit a store on this sector pretty much because we just don't have the scrap for it. So Ion Blast should deal 2 damage when it hits. Yep. And their shields are now completely offline. Very quick way of dealing with the Zoltan super shields, just use an ion weapon. Their missile did hit our sensor room. It's not on fire or anything, so I'm just gonna leave it. We don't need sensors right now. Take down their missile, good. So their missiles are completely offline. Might as well get the repair in right now since their weapons are disabled. The dodge chance doesn't matter. And we are keeping their weapons disabled, which is very nice. This ion damage is stacking up, and as it stacks up, we just increase the length of time that their weapons are going to be disabled, enough that I can actually shoot their shield system right now, go back to their weapons, and keep them offline. Shoot at their shields once, just to get them offline for our drone, and their weapons are offline because they had a fire in that room. If I move a crew member in there, we can definitely see that. There it is, they are screwed. Good enough reason to get the second level of sensors so I can see what's going on the enemy ships. It's not the most useful thing to have, but it's fun. So that's why I want sensors. It also is used in several blue events. So they want us to undergo some studies for them. We will participate. They are invading us, and this should be pretty easy. Zoltans have very low HP. So even though our Engis are, well, it's actually a slug and a human, never mind. What we're going to do instead is just force them into the med bay by depowering everything. Dodge chance is going to be slightly reduced, but as soon as these guys enter the med bay, I can send my people. I gotta leave my people in here, don't I? I gotta deal with the invaders, unfortunately. Get the oxygen system online, get the med bay turned on. With the med bay, we cannot die from this assault, but it's gonna be just slightly annoying. There's a fire in the room, so I'm gonna depower the oxygen system. Why? Because the fire will eat the oxygen and eventually put itself out. Just realized as well that they only have one stun weapon, so I do not need 2 bars of shield. I only need 1. I can definitely put the other power into our medbay, which means I might want to send Pipluck into the weapon system to make sure that we have a faster firing rate on our weapon, take down their missile launcher if at all possible. So we're doing pretty good. Turn the oxygen system back online because the fire did die out, and they are dead. Good. Drone did manage to get in and hit their shield system, taking their shields offline, which was really good. Oh, snap, and we get a hull repair drone. This is amazing. This is absolutely amazing. Get everyone in here and take down these invaders. Hull repair drone, expensive piece of equipment, but awesome. Basically, we can heal. So for 1 drone part, he's gonna fly around and he's going to heal our HP. That was 3 points, this is 4 points, and this is 5 points. So basically now, instead of needing to go to a store to repair ourselves, we can just spend 1 drone part to repair 3 to 5 HP. Very, very, very awesome and useful and amazing. Because we are very likely to not need all of our drone parts, so being able to burn a few 4 HP is handy. We will give them 4 fuel. They gave us 1 reactor power, which is quite nice of them. It means we can actually put the medbay permanently online, but what I will likely do instead is upgrade something eventually. Maybe weapons would be very nice to have if I could get another weapon. We will need another gun at some point. For now, though, I'm just going to fly down into the nebula and then swing around, go up towards the exit, and visit the other nebula beacons, potentially. This is not a very good layout for getting to the exit right when the rebels reach you, but there's not much we can do about that. Get the combat drone online, send in the ion blast on their weapons. I don't really worry too much about the double shot laser. We can block that with the shields. I worry about the bomb a little bit, but again, regardless of what the bomb does, as long as we can repair whatever damage it does to our systems, we don't suffer any permanent penalties. No HP damage. Okay, we did take their shields offline, and their bomb is now offline, and with the ion blast going in, their lasers are offline, so I'm just gonna focus my fire entirely on their shield system, which is on fire, and now completely offline. So instead, maybe hit their oxygen, their piloting system. This is the world's best combat drone. He's firing entirely on shields and weapons, which normally you don't get. because they can shoot at any square on their ship. But that was amazing. That worked out wonderfully. Might as well continue exploring a little bit before we backtrack and visit those nebula beacons at the top of the map. They think we are trying to mine their asteroids. Whatever. Attack their weapons, same thing. The Ion Blast actually does worry me a little bit because with the asteroids, their laser can do a lot of damage to us. Get the combat drone online, you idiot. But if ooh, they ionized our drone, which sucks, but it does mean that our drone did suck up an attack from their ion weapon. Now their weapons are slightly disabled. Asteroids are eating them up. I wanted to hit their shield system once so that so that they did get eaten up by those asteroids, and that's exactly what happened there. They are on fire, which is interesting. It's very interesting. I kind of don't want to attack them anymore. That's why I powered off the combat drone, because if they die from the, no, okay, asteroid killed them. If they died from the fire, we would have gotten more scrap than 3118. We could have gotten more scrap. We could have found a weapon. We could have found a crew member who wanted to join our team. But that's not how it worked out. The asteroids killed them, unfortunately. If we were not in a asteroid field, I think we could have gotten them killed because they abandoned the oxygen system, which means that they would have just died eventually. Okay, we do have a little bit more time to bounce around down here in this sector, so I'm going to do that. So they're just going to attack us, but they actually have no way of damaging us with their 2 lasers. They only deal 1 damage each, or they only shoot 1 shot each. So our 2 bars of shields are going to be able to counter them easily, enough so that I'm going to send Pipluck into the shield system to get him trained on shields, because every time a laser hits the shield system, we will get him slightly trained up in shields. Now, of course, I kept their weapons ionized, unfortunately. Vincent, Sophia getting slowly trained up, but we don't need to fire very quickly right now because we are dealing a good amount of damage to them. They can't hurt us. You know, it doesn't matter how fast we fire the Ion Blast if their shields are permanently offline. We're not doing damage with our weapons. The combat drone's dealing damage with its weapons. So we get a little bit more scrap, and I am going to go up. I'm gonna go down, actually. Because if I go up, I can go 1 and then have to fight this beacon. So then I have to go over here straight to the exit. But if I go down, I can go down, over, up, exit, maybe visit 1 or 2 nebula beacons and then leave. You know, I like it because both of these 2 beacons can see the exit. So if I need to go to the exit, I can. I have the option of going to 1 more beacon or not. So I am going to stay down. I'm not going to visit the nebula like I said I would. It's just how it turned out, you know? Oh, there's no combat here. I didn't really read the encounter. Oh, they gave us a map. That's excellent because it means that there are going to be encounters at these 2 locations. We can also see if there's any plasma storms in the nebulas, and there was 1. So this Engi ship is going to attack us. They have a double shot laser, a bomb of some sort, and 2 anti-drone drones, which is actually very bad because these anti-drone drones will shoot our combat drone out of the air and potentially destroy the part. That actually sucks because it means that we can't damage them at all. So what are we going to do here? Here's the thing. I'm trying to think, can we even, like, kill them at all? My thinking is, if I hit them enough, If I hit them enough in their shield system, I can take their drones offline with a couple of well-placed shots. They'll run out of missiles eventually. And I'm also thinking if I just shoot them long enough, I'll eventually hit their drones and destroy their drone parts. Like that one almost hit. So maybe all I have to do is just keep shooting and wait. Them ionizing our shields is pretty bad though, but it's only gonna last for a few seconds. They will run out of missiles eventually, and then they will not be able to shoot ion missiles at us. I think we can win this fight. It's just gonna be very hard. I wanna see where this next bomb is gonna hit. It's a nasty miss. Piloting system offline. That's another nasty miss. Their shields are now completely back online. This is an interesting, annoying encounter. Our crew member is still stunned. Yo, wake up! There you go. The only way they can damage us is if they ion bomb our shields and then shoot us with a laser and we don't dodge. That's the only way that they can damage us, and they only have a limited number of missiles. But there we go. We hit one of their drones, and if it blows up, it did not blow up, but if it did blow up, then they would be out of a drone part, and they do have a limited number of drone parts as well. This is an annoying encounter. Maybe I can get in there with some ion blasts on their drone system. No, I'm just gonna hit their drone itself. Destroy it. No, I just shot their drone again. There we go, we destroyed one drone part, people. And their shields are now perfectly online. See, the problem is that I need to get in there and ionize their drone system with like 3 direct hits with the ion blast to take their drone system offline. And that's not gonna happen if I keep missing their shields. I need to hit their shields like 5, 6, 7 times in a row. They're out of missiles. Their bomb launcher has retracted into the ship, so that is the sign that we are safe from any damage from this fight. And you see, their shields just came online. You know why their shields are coming online? I'm a freaking idiot. Pipluck is not in the weapon system, so we don't have that bonus charge time on our shots. There we go. This should make this combat significantly easier now. Get that ion damage stacked up. Nice. Now we switch over to the drone system. We gotta hit it 3 times, I think? Maybe 2, but maybe 3 times. 2 is enough. Okay, combat drone comes out. Stack up the ion damage on their drone system. Their shields are damaged, which is perfect. Their shields are destroyed, which is amazing. This is the best drone ever. I'm gonna shoot once on their shields just to make sure they stay offline when he finishes the repairs. Oh, but the drone hit him again. And you know what really turned the tide of this fight? Realizing that I had my crew members stationed incorrectly. This is the power of having excellent training on your crew members, because they make your weapons fire 20% faster. They give you, 20% better dodge chance, 30% better shield recharge chance, or whatever the heck it is. They can really turn the tide in a fight. That's exactly what happened here. We managed to land enough shots fast enough that we could take down their drone system and then sneak in a combat drone to kill them. That was pretty decent. All right, the Mantis are attacking a Zoltan freighter. Apparently this Zoltan doesn't think we're hostile. They will attempt to board us. I don't really mind because, again, we have the Engi Medibot dispersal. We have a double-powered med bay. So wherever they go is fine. Need to get the combat drone online and some shots going in. Their weapons also cannot damage us at all. So what I might do is actually just send all 3 of my crew members in to fight this Mantis. And I'm thinking, how do I do this without killing the ship? I don't think I can, unfortunately, so I'm just gonna try to attack them instead. We can kill one Mantis. He tried to leave, but he died on the way. Their shields are now offline. Maybe take their oxygen system offline? There's not much we can do to direct the drone's fire, so it's kind of just random number generator chance if we can actually kill them without destroying the ship, but there's no way we can do it. If we started some fires maybe, The drone shot can start fires, I do believe. But that's fine. 116 scrap. There is a pulsar here. We can't visit it right now, but maybe we can visit it after we go to the exit beacon and then make it back to the exit beacon without having to fight rebel ships. And this is why I liked going down here, because we did manage to make it to this beacon without having to fight the rebels, and we have the option of going to this beacon or going to the exit, and because of the rebel progress, we have to go to the exit. But we have that option. We have an out, basically. There's nothing here, unfortunate, and we cannot go to the pulsar. The rebels will be in front of us, and we will have to fight them. There's nothing at the pulsar as well. Like, there's no ship or anything, so I don't really want to go to the pulsar. So let's not. Let's go to the pulsar. What do I say? I always say, what is the best measure for a successful FTL run? The number of beacons that you visit. And what have I said in the last episode as well? When the exit beacon is in a nebula, you have a certain advantage to explore more because you will not have to fight ASBs. All right, you know what I'm gonna do? Power up the engines a little bit more. Maybe only by 1. And let's go to the nebula, see what we get. Maybe we'll get something. Search the wreckage for survivors and equipment. You know, we do get some equipment. We get 6 fuel, 2 drone parts, 10 scrap, and we take 4 hull points worth of damage. Here's the thing though, we have a hull repair drone. Hull repair drones repair for 3 to 5, meaning those 2 drone parts repair for 6 to 10. We've made out 100% advantage on this beacon. We did not lose anything. We gained, only gained. Let's get the hull repair drone going. See where the frickin' breach is. Medbay? Yeah, medbay. So get the medbay charged up to heal our people. And I'm just gonna use those 2 drone parts that I picked up. Let this guy fly around. I might use some more actually, just to make sure we don't die. But we do need to find either a drone recovery arm or a weapon ASAP. We can't use drone parts forever. We only have 8 left right now. It's getting to be a little bit of a problem, the number of drone parts we have. We can't use drones forever, as much as we would love to. Okay, we don't have an ASB, we have a double shot heavy laser and a heavy laser. Heavy lasers deal 2 damage to hull if they hit, but they still only take down 1 bar of shield. So this is gonna be a little bit of a tricky fight. Ideally, we can take down one of their weapons before they fire. If we get lucky, we can. I think we're gonna hit. No, we missed. But they missed their 1-shot laser, so we will be able to get out of this without taking damage. And we actually got a couple more dodges in, which is nice. +7 and +7 on Sophia and Vincent. We have a 34% base dodge chance. One of their guns is offline. Continue ionizing their shields. Keep their shields offline. And I think we can actually kill the ship. We only get 1 fuel, but it is 1 fuel that we didn't have before. So if I can kill them, I would like to. And of course, we also get the benefits of staying. We get some additional training on our soldiers, crew members, maybe get some more dodges in, and then we get some better evasion chances. There you go. That's another 2 points in both piloting and engines. If the pilot gets 5 more dodges, then we will get a permanent +3 dodge chance. We'll be at 37% instead of 34. So there's 1 fuel, and we can now leave. Yeah, I'll go to the pirate sector. The nebula, we're not gonna be able to use our sensors. We're gonna have a lot of problems with slugs. Slugs are really annoying. So why not just go to the pirate controlled sector? We know what we're gonna face. Pirates, rebels, and lots of combat, which is good. A ship without life forms within a nearby dense asteroid field. So this should be the stasis pod weapon event. And I'm going to take the weapon event because If there's anything that we desperately need right now is a weapon. We're not set right now. We need something to make this run work. We're not fine. We need a weapon. And we get a fire beam, which is actually, hilariously enough, kind of a perfect synergy with the ion blast, enough so that I'm going to spend all of my scrap to get this thing powered up. This is amazing. The reason why is because if we run into a situation where we cannot take damage, I can just use the fire beam to kill the enemy crew. I can't sell drone parts, I'm sorry. This means that we can save combat drones, and we have a chance of getting better rewards. Try to communicate peacefully, always communicate peacefully there. We have a chance of getting better rewards by killing crew instead of killing the ship. Hail them, -3 missiles for 3 drone parts. Yes, please, that's a very good trade for me. Now, unfortunately, we're not getting into a lot of combat, but hopefully those beacons are coming up soon. Hail them again, another same trade. Okay, we're picking up some drone parts, but I need combat. There's a distress signal, hopefully a pirate. Ah, this event. There is a distress signal from a small research station. There is a lab on fire and they can't put it out. If we had a rock crew member or a repair drone, I think we could get a good option here. All we can do is either send in crew to help put out the fire, potentially getting someone killed, or dock and rescue survivors, potentially getting another crew member. They all die, we get 10 scrap, and we took 4 hull points worth of damage. You know, there's nothing much we could do there. We didn't have any blue options. I didn't want to risk crew members. I only have 3. And 2 of them are Engis, so if we get invaded, we're kind of at a disadvantage. So I took the risk of docking and trying to rescue the crew members. We did get a little bit of scrap out of it, so it's not that bad. Not too far from the beacon, you detect a destroyed cargo ship with its cargo scattered nearby intact. This is one reason why I do like getting the advanced sensors, because we have a blue option to scan the boxes. There's nothing in the boxes except for military supplies, so we take them. You know, maybe it was a pirate trap. We are in a pirate sector after all. There we go. We finally get into some combat here. It only took forever. Now, we need to take down their missile launcher if at all possible. So Ion Blast is going in on their weapon system. Drones coming out because we need to deal damage. We can fend this guy off by just powering up the med bay. The benefit of the Engi Nano Medi Bot Dispersal is going to make sure that we win this fight guaranteed. And I don't want to take the engine personnel off because we will lose dodge chance. I don't want to take the weapon personnel off because we will lose like 20% on our weapon charge time. So I'm just going to leave the pilot where he is. He's just going to have to fend for himself. I need my ion blasts to actually hit if we're going to take down their shields, but the missile did miss, which is very good. Fire beam is almost online. Just need their shields to go down 1 more bar. Now we can start fires all aboard their ship. Weapons and doors and engines. Weapons, and I want offline. That's why I'm going to start in the weapon system. Actually, what I should do is start in the door system so that maybe the Engi wants to put out the fire in the door system first, and then he ignores the fire in the weapon system. Let's see if that works. It did not work, but that's fine. We did manage to start some fires. They managed to land a missile on our shield, so that needs to get repaired ASAP. Their double shot laser can hurt us now, and it did in fact come in and hurt us. Their weapons are now getting offline. Our combat drone was destroyed, I didn't notice, so we gotta make sure we get that back online. Their door system is getting damaged. Door system being damaged isn't really going to be all that useful for us, but it's okay. Now I'm ion blasting their shields. They do have a clone bay, and the clone bay means that even if we kill crew, they're going to basically come back to life. What I need to do is kill the crew and then destroy or ion the clone bay so that they die permanently. Good, their missile launcher is offline, that's what I wanted. And we can start some more fires. Let's start fires in the shield room, the clone bay, and the engine room. This is going to be bad for them. Good stuff. I am going to still get some attacking in. I'm going to turn the drone offline. Put power into the engines. I'm going to ion blast their weapon systems as much as possible to keep them offline. Because they're dead, I think, and I think we just killed the crew. Yeah, they're literally not moving because they have nowhere to go without dying. So what I'm going to do is just start some fires all across their ship. Their weapons are completely offline, since their shields are offline, and there they go, they're dead. There we go. 5 fuel and 29 scrap. That's pretty dang good, I do say so myself. And now we can continue exploring. That was pretty decent. You know, it took a little bit of time, more time than maybe would have been ideal, but we did manage to kill the crew, get some extra stuff out of it. Another refugee ship, probably going to offer us another trade. Nope, this is just a slug ship. Now they do have a mind control system. That's very, very annoying because we will have to deal with one of our crew members being mind controlled temporarily, but it's an Engi. Engis are bad at combat, so it's going to take him a long time to actually take down our weapon system, or excuse me, engine system, and he can just repair it once he's done. Now I do need to hit their weapon system, take their weapons offline, get a fire beam in, deal some damage to them. They have no med base, so we can kill their crew. Our drone's temporarily disabled. Ion blast, one more hit, and then we can actually get in there. One more hit. Good. Now we can just dump fire on these guys. If the fire starts, the fire didn't really start all that much. They will take damage over time slowly from the fire. We need to make sure that we have our drone online, and eventually we can kill them. It's going to take a while. We might take a little bit of damage. They do have a ion weapon that's capable of firing 3 times, which is the real nasty part of this fight. The laser missed. I'm going to depower the shields, let the ions come in. I've done this before on a previous episode. Let the ions hit because I want my shields to not be ionized. I want to be able to block the laser. And it took the fire beam offline, but their shields are not going down. I need their shields to go down before the fire beam can get in there, so I didn't mind taking a little bit of time to do that. They did hit with 2 ion blasts, unfortunately, but the laser is just going to bounce off of our shields. Good. They have ions coming in. Try to dodge them. They did ionize our drone system again. Unfortunate, but if we can take down their shields, we can hit them again with another fire beam. Maybe see if we can get this one to be a little bit better than the last one. That's more fires. That's more fires. Maybe we can even take down their mind control system, and they're slowly getting damaged. If we can keep this up, get the combat beam online, combat drone. If we can keep this up, we can kill the crew. It's gonna take a while, but it's definitely worth it if we can do it. I'm gonna wait for the combat drone to hit their shields once. I'm gonna fire the fire beam. It's not the perfect fire beam, but we gotta get these guys hurt. They're already at half health, so we're making progress. Their weapons are also completely disabled pretty much. Their shields are wounded as well, so that means we will be able to launch another fire beam in here and damage them. The crew. Oh, that was a nice fire beam. And now they're getting to the point where they don't have enough HP to even put out the fires. There we go. Combat drone, you have finished. I don't need the combat drone anymore because the fire, they can't put it out. 17, 17, 17, 18. They cannot put out fires. They are running away from fires now. Well, now at this point, they're screwed because they're like, well, shit, we gotta put out the fires. But there we go. I'm sorry. 2 missiles, 1 drone part, 31 scrap. Not bad. Plus we get some more scrap. Excellent. Sophia is slightly wounded. I guess we did get hit on the piloting system, so we're just gonna get them healed up really quickly. A little bit faster in the medbay than out. And the fire is still ravaging their ship. I can't see inside their ship because the combat has ended, but that was still really good. Okay, let's get... Nothing. I don't think we need anything right now. We're doing pretty decently, actually. We have the capability of killing ships without needing to... Piloting system for 13 scrap. I will accept that. We have the capability of destroying ships without needing to use drones. We will use a drone here for a couple of reasons. The biggest reason is that they have no shields. So if I can get the drone to deal damage to their systems or asteroids, then we should be able to kill them rather easily. I am using a drone just because they have a halberd beam, and I want to make sure that they are killed ASAP. But maybe I didn't need to use a drone, because that seemed like it was pretty easy combat. So I may have jumped the gun with the drone a little bit, but better safe than sorry, I guess. We can jump out, visit the exit beacon, and we are done with this sector. A ship is broadcasting that they have equipment for sale. I don't like this encounter when you hail them because he offers you an item for sale and then you can accept or deny and that's it. But if we attack him, we get a guaranteed benefit out of it. So I'm gonna actually attack this pirate vessel who is trying to just sell some equipment. Now they are a little bit tough. They do have a anti-drone drone. This might actually be a little bit of a difficult combat to win here. I gotta ion blast their weapon system, but I also have to ion blast their drone system to take their drones offline. So let's ion blast their drone system first. Drones are off. Defense drone is offline, so we will send in a combat drone, keep their drone system offline if we can. Their missile missed. We did not hit their drone system, we hit their shield, so they will manage to shoot down our drone, I believe. Yeah, there it goes. This is gonna be a little bit of a difficult combat, I think. We might be able to kill them by starting fires, but their missile might deal a lot of damage to us before we get that opportunity. Yeah, our drone is now destroyed. Taking some hull damage. If we're gonna win this fight, we have to do it without the use of our combat drone. Although having said that, their drone systems are really, really wounded right now. So I am gonna send out a drone and try to kill them. Our weapons are offline, but the Ion Blast is still online because the only thing that went offline was the fire beam. Their drone system is on fire, which is why I'm kind of liking what we're doing right now. Their missile is still gonna hit, but I think we can kill them. Trying to escape, their drone system is completely gone. Try to ionize their weapon system once, take their missile offline. Okay, we are gonna win here. This looked like a very, very tough fight. I got very, very lucky with the fire beam because it took their drone system completely offline. I'm not going to accept surrender. I want to kill them. See what we get. 17 scrap, not all that good. But I will burn a drone part and get a little bit healed up. I like staying at about 20 because you can get events that can heal you for up to 10, sometimes even more. But I like being at 20 so that we're not just immediately killed from one bad encounter. And if we do run into a situation where we get free healing, we don't waste it by having previously healed all the way to full. So we have to visit a store. That's fine. We have 127 scrap. That's pretty decent. Maybe we'll be able to pick up something. No, we picked up a cloaking bay, a clone bay, cloaking system. Mind control is actually very interesting. Because here's what I'm thinking with mind control, right? You ionize their shields. You launch a fire beam at them to start some fires. They go in to put out the fires, and then you mind control the person putting out the fires, and then they can't put out the fires. The fires destroy whatever system they're in. They have to kill their own crew members in order to stop your mind control. I think this is an excellent combination with the mind control system, so I'm going to try that out. I'm going to hold on to the Engi Medibot Dispersal. We don't really have a big need to get rid of it right now. Let's get some extra mind control power. The more power you put into the mind control system, the longer it lasts and the more damage your mind controlled person can do. So we got a little bit of damage from that, but we can just repair with the hull repair drone, so that's fine. Let that finish up and jump to, not to a store. We've already been to one store. We don't need to go to two. With 22 scrap, there's nothing we can buy. Hail them again. 2 missiles for 8 fuel. That's amazing because I do not use missiles right now. Another store. Green sectors have a lot of stores. They want us to lead them somewhere, and they are giving us 3 fuel for that. The quest beacon is right next to the exit, which is awesome. We can just do a little 1-2 to get the quest done. And this is a Mantis ship. They're going to board us, and they do not have a med bay. So this is like an excellent test case for if this whole thing works. Get the fire beam online. Get the engines online. I'm not going to use a drone part here. I'm going to try to do this without using a drone part. What I'm going to do instead is, well, first of all, deal with this Mantis invader. Yeah. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna try to take their shields offline with the ion blast and then start a whole bunch of fires in their ship. Okay, beam still needs to come online, so we gotta wait a little bit. We're taking a lot of damage being in this oxygen room. We need to get it repaired, so I'm just gonna let the Mantis wander off. We are taking a little bit of damage. You know, this is a test. So far the test is not working out all that well. Okay, fire is online. Start fires in their shield room, their weapon room. Our shields are now partially offline. We need to get that repaired ASAP. Okay, they have an Engi trying to repair. Mind control the Engi. That's the whole point of this. Get the oxygen system repaired. Keep ion blasting. I don't know why I stopped, really. Get in the freaking med bay, you idiot. I don't want the Mantis to take down my weapons, but I need to actually heal him up a little bit. Get the shields back online. The mind control is now offline, but their weapons are like rather severely wounded at this point. Engi's trying to get stuff repaired. Okay, so we did win this combat. They are dead. There's nothing really that they can do about it. But we did take kind of a lot of damage in this encounter. So, you know, this was an interesting test case scenario, but I think we can definitely do better, you know. Oh, he's stunned and on fire. Mantis is dead. He tried to flee. Might as well try to... They're dead. 28 scrap. Was that worth what we went through? No. Because I'm just gonna spend drone parts healing right now anyways. So I definitely should have just used a combat drone. We need a little bit more before we can take on a ship of this caliber with what we've got. 1 more bar of shields, a defense drone, a cloak, something to get us away from missiles, and something to prevent their ion laser combo from just kind of wrecking us. There's a good test though. I mean, it did work. It was just very slow. Let's get this repaired before we do anything else. I do have faith in this combination we've got going on, but we just need a little bit more. That'll do. As soon as you arrive, a small Mantis ship detaches from a wreck and jumps away. You must have interrupted their salvage operation because you find a weapon ready to be installed, a Burst Laser Mark II. I mentioned it in the last episode that the Burst Laser Mark II might be the best weapon in the entire game. It's the best balanced, it fires quickly, 3 shots, 2 power. You know, if you get 4 of these puppies on a ship, you're golden. This is really good for us because it means we have a way of dealing damage to their weapon systems, their shields, without needing to rely on the fire or the combat drone to do it. This is kind of a perfect combination. We do need some more power before we can make this work though. Yeah, we need like 165 scrap to get the weapons online. I mean, we could just use Burst Laser Fire Beam. Or Ion Blast Burst Laser for that matter. So it's really just a matter of, we're going to jump into the next beacon, and if there's combat, we'll make a decision on what weapons to use as soon as we jump in. These guys, for instance, they have a double beam drone on me, a single shot laser, plus a 7-shot flak cannon. The flak cannon needs to go offline. So what I'm going to do is do Ion Blast Burst Laser to start. I'm going to try to take their weapon system offline. And as soon as their weapon system is offline, I'm going to mind control the person in the room. I need one blast to hit though, ideally. Okay, lasers come in. Good, their flak is now offline and they have someone trying to repair. So what I'm going to do is mind control the person repairing, take the burst laser offline, put the fire beam online. Now we need to punch through their shields rather substantially and keep their flak offline. But we can keep their flak offline with one burst shot. Good. Keep their shields offline, and then the fire starts. Oh boy, does the fire ever start. And now they're screwed. They have no weapons, their shields are screwed. They did put out the fire in the shield room, but only one person has the health to get into the weapon room. And the weapons are now offline. They're destroyed enough that they can only have the one laser online. And they're trying to put out the fire. I'm just gonna mind control them. Stunned my own guy, but there's not much I can do about that. I need to get the shields offline. They're screwed. They can't damage me. Their weapons are completely destroyed. This is exactly what I wanted from this. And all we needed was that one laser weapon to really make this combination work. Of course, our weapons have to actually hit to take down their shields. They don't have the HP to get into the weapon room, so I can spend my time getting the fire beam charged. Oh yes, that is wonderful. Their oxygen's on fire, so even if the fires go out, the oxygen will kill them. Try to ionize their door system, actually. Make the fire spread further. Better doors do prevent fire from spreading, so if I can get that fire spread around, that'd be great. He's trying to run away, he can't make it. 4 fuel, 35 scrap. You do tend to get a lot more fuel and scrap when you kill crew instead of killing the ships. So we are getting a lot more fuel. We have 27 fuel now, which is great. And we did not use a combat drone in that encounter, and we don't need to use a hull repair drone. We didn't take any HP damage. Excellent. That was a much better proof of concept than the last encounter. We will dock, wait for them to finish. We have people on board. If I had a second level door system, we would have actually been able to completely counter that event. So it's a little bit unfortunate that we didn't, but we can kill off 2 Engis. I do like getting most of my systems up to level 2 because you can counter most bad events by just having your systems up to level 2. I don't know why I didn't think about getting the door system. I guess because I don't usually get this encounter. This is a very rare encounter to get, I think. But actually, now that I think about it, the doors are useful in more than just this encounter. I want to get the human level. No, let's get the Engis leveled up for fighting. We need them to be fighters because the pilot needs to stay in the piloting room. Okay. We're good, jump away. We have a couple of beacons to go to before the exit. We have to go to the quest beacon still. Nothing there, unfortunate. Let's get the freaking second level of doors. 35 scrap, it's not that much. If it would have protected us from that event, it would have paid for itself pretty much. Again, a beacon that has nothing in it. You know, green sectors, sometimes you get a lot of empty beacons, a lot of stores, a lot of wasted time. When I said that a good indicator of your success is how many beacons you visit, I guess I should have specified that a good indicator of your success is how many beacons of value you visit. Aid the civilian ship, obviously. They have some nasty weapons actually. This is gonna be tough. That's a 3-shot and a 5-shot laser. We might take some damage here. This is definitely a burst laser ion blast combat drone situation. I gotta take that 5-shot laser offline. You know, the 3-shot, maybe I can dodge it. The 5-shot, I'd feel better if it was offline. One more hit and I'll launch the burst laser in. It's on fire, but we didn't take the laser offline. But what I can do is take my... Just wait a second. Keep firing, Ion Blast. I gotta get the mind control going now. Stop them from putting out the fire. All right, we did get hit. Unfortunate, but we're alive. Their weapons are very wounded, now completely offline. Mind-controlled unit just went in there and got himself killed, but that's fine. You know, even if the mind-controlled unit gets killed, isn't that the point? Kill the enemy crew. These guys are dead. Might as well just fire the burst laser in there and try to kill this guy. Shields almost destroyed. And, you know, we took a couple of points of damage, but we did make it out of this encounter. 41 scrap is actually really good. Another 24 scrap. A couple of drone parts. I will burn one right now, just to keep us at least above 50% HP. We've proven that we can deal with encounters without needing the hull repair drone, combat drone active, so why don't we make sure that we can actually survive? Slug Nebula or Uncharted Nebula, might as well go to the Slug Nebula.